Hello everyone, welcome to Builder Registration, powered by the Registered Builder Network, RBN, which is built for you. My special guest today is none other than Nathan Hawkins, Director of Builder Registration. Nathan, welcome.
Thanks, Clint. Really happy to be here today with some really exciting updates from the VBA. It's a little bit dramatic, it's a lot changing, but we're really keen to get on the front foot and speak to all of our mates and our members about so they're aware of all the changes that are coming.
Well, we're going to jump right into it, Nate. And as of April 25,
Yes.
2025, the VBA got some big things happening. Mate, what are the headlines? What are the main articles?
Well, depending on where you are in the industry, whether you're someone who's looking to get a license or you are currently licensed, either way you are going to be significantly affected. To focus firstly on the people who are looking to get licensed, really significantly, we know the VBA process really well, and we understand the VBA process. We've got over 2,500 licenses. Now, with the new governing body that's coming in, and that's going to be replacing the VBA, it's going to be the Victorian Building and Plumbing Commission, or the VBPC, if they use the acronym. They're looking to take over the entire registration process. The fear here is that when we did this last time when the VBA came into effect, it actually blew out registration times by over 12 months. And unfortunately, the decline rates really escalated because the rules and the interpretations and the guidelines significantly changed. And it took a good 3 to 6 months for everyone to come up to speed with the new changes. So for anyone looking to get registered, it's a really big priority to get the ball moving soon so that you're coming under the VBA guidelines.
And how's this going to impact them directly, Nate?
Well, it's going to affect anyone applying for a license because the entire licensing process is going to change. We would highly recommend that if you're applying for the license in 2024, the experience that you're going to have in 2024 applying versus 2025 is going to be significantly different, and it may mean that you're actually getting licensed in 2026.
And what sort of advice would you give right now for anyone looking to get their builder's license?
The first thing you've got to check is your eligibility. Are you eligible to get the license? One of the things that happens at builder registration, we get hundreds of inquiries every week. Unfortunately, you have to turn down 8 out of 10 people because they're not eligible to get that license. However, even though we turn them down, we do provide them with a pathway to get registered. Now, that pathway is critically important. Now, if your pathway means that you can get registered now, fantastic, get the ball rolling. If it means that you're not eligible, well then keep up to date, subscribe to RBN, and stay up to date with the changes, because as the changes are made official and the rules become clear, we'll be the first one to bring the news to you.
Now let's talk compliance. What changes there?
Really big one when it comes to apartments. As probably everyone knows, one of the biggest issues we have is
waterproofing.
Yes, absolutely. So waterproofing, particularly with apartments, has been all over the news and there's a big spotlight on it. So when it comes to inspectors and architects, they're also in the gun with these changes. So the big change is that, particularly for our apartment builders, they're now going to have to put 3% of the total bill cost in a side account levy, which has to sit there for 2 years. For anyone that's done any sort of apartment building of a decent height, anything above 15 meters, because there's no home warranty insurance, that means that the client, the consumer who's going to be living in that home, unfortunately doesn't have that protection. So that 3% is there and held there for 2 years. Unfortunately, the big sting there is that's going to really hurt the profit. The higher you go, the smaller the margins get. And sometimes when you're building 10 and 15 stories, your profit margin can only be 2 or 3%, which means your entire profit is going to be sitting in an account that you don't hold, which you won't be able to access for a minimum of 2 years.
All right, let's talk inspections. How do we prepare for that, mate?
Well, inspections, right now, at the time that we're recording this, there's actually a big blitz on inspections. They're expecting over 1,000 inspections to get done. They're hitting rural towns as well. So it's really important that, number one, every site, the builder is registered and they're working within the constraints of their builder's license. Particularly for architects relying on the ASO standards is no longer good enough. You can't just simply quote ASO guidelines. You have to actually prove that your solution, your design will work. So it is a really big focus, and the whole basis of this is to protect the consumer.
Now let's look forward to January. You've got some exciting news on a brand new training session happening.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It's something we've always sort of tinkered with in any January, because we've been around for 11 years now. But January, we have builders have time off. But because of this absolutely massive demand that's going to come through, we know that all our appliances will sell out, we've actually created a new full-time option. And that's where the a carpenter or a site supervisor can actually do a full-time course during the early January break. So I think it's first or second week of January, you can actually come in and do a full-time course with us during business hours and get the entire course done, meaning that you're DBU ready for your VBA interview.
The 10 sessions,
Yes.
your regular 10-session trainings, when do enrolments close? It's a term 1 of next year.
They need to be hitting us in November. So November
Yeah.
2024, we need to be hearing from you. Once this word gets out, we're expecting to be hit by about a good 500 to 700 requests. Obviously, we won't be able to sign up everybody, but if the people that are eligible for the license, we'll be pushing them through as quickly as we can to get that application assessed by the VBA and avoiding that big 12 to 24 month delay.
Now, the VBA, not only changing name, changing location,
Yes.
is there going to be delay in applications?
Yeah, last time we simply didn't even change the VBA, we just changed from one application to the other, which is quite a minor change. That one blew out to 12 months. Now we're looking at a new governing body, a new set of rules, a new commissioner. We're looking at a new completely application as well. We're expecting it's going to be anywhere between 12 and 24 months. We hope it doesn't get above 24 months, but it's something that's very real and something we want to stay on top of.
Now, anyone that's sitting on the fence, Nate, thinking about getting their builder's license, they've done a little bit of research on the Google machine. What's your advice, mate?
First thing you do is find out, are you eligible? There's so much bad information about there regarding different qualifications that are needed. You can have all the qualifications in the law and you can still be ineligible. It's all about your experience working for a registered builder. They're the people that make the best builders, the guys and girls that are incredibly experienced working on construction sites. So what we want to do is, number one, check, are you eligible? If you are eligible and you are in the line to get it and can get a reference for the work that you've done, then please speak to one of our licensed specialists and we'll be able to take you through the process and get the ball rolling, because the quicker you start, the quicker you finish. And right now we're in a very controlled, known environment with the VBA. In 6 months' time, we're going to be in the
Thanks, Nate, for coming in, mate. And that's all from us today. Stay tuned for future announcements from the VBA. And if you think about getting your builder's license, give us a call now at Builder Registration.